I gotta find an article. Okay? Let's start find an article. Ah! Well, you got a couple minutes, so you're good. Thank you. So just as I was saying, because all three of you guys are here, just saying yesterday, guys, seems like the slow period or whatever have you has subsided. We had 2 more inquiries for jobs overnight. It's not even fucking 7:30 and we've already got almost half of what we expect for the day.
Once we get that traction, it would really just take off, so that's good.
We're trying to have 10 by the end of the month. It's kind of our
With that said, Sam and I's schedule is filled today. We've got 3 different in-persons and they're all for like smaller basements or she shed type things. And one of the inquiries that came in overnight was again another basement. So yes, they are like some new hang type stuff, but they're not huge. Really not that big.
Because we could even, I mean, not that that's going to be the main things.
Yeah.
If we start really getting used to the flat boxes and stuff,
Yeah.
you know, and certainly rapid super pretty easy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like 40% faster.
Yeah, it would be so much faster. That'd be pretty awesome.
I threw some jelly on these sandwiches. It's not bad. It's not a terrible decision.
Sort of like jumbo. Well, can't find an article, but I have an idea. No ideas allowed.
Before I forget, yeah, you're not letting me forget. We need the shorter screws. One of the areas for the flood cuts, which I didn't recognize at the time, but then when I got there, it's a pocket door, and so using the regular screws, it would screw into the door. So I get 1-inch screws.
So, like I was saying, I have an idea for a share. You know, it's not as exciting as a black and white news article, but I have a story. And part of it has a question for you, Jace. Again, I know I don't know anything about the religious aspect, so you know, I hope you never take any of my questions the wrong way. I had a Karen tell me last night that she's going to talk to her church leaders about me. What the hell is that even supposed to mean?
To be honest, I have no clue.
You're going to have.
Because,
You guys sassy with her or something?
no, I definitely gave her the verbal judo. Like I said back when I was in the law enforcement field, the verbal judo of, I hear you, I'm compassionate, I understand what you're saying. I don't give a fuck what you're saying, you're wrong, but I'm listening to you. Because at the place that we just moved, there's a patch of grass, and in every patch of grass, we got a sign that says, you know, it's a leash law, leash and clean up after your pet. I walk out the door, there's a patch of grass, it's like right in front of my house. I walk out the door, I let my dog go to the bathroom. I have my dog trained enough that he has never gone up to other people. He does not leave that patch of grass. He does not wander, he does not do anything, because I stay in direct control of my dog. Which again is part of the lease. But she came out and she's like, why aren't you, are you aware of that leash law? I'm like, that's not a legally binding sign. She goes, what do you mean it's not a legally binding sign? That's a fuck. I can make a sign and hang it, doesn't have any legal background behind it. Doesn't mean anything. Well, there's a leash law. No, it's not. How do you know? So it was a deputy. She's, well, I'm gonna have to, you know, talk to the HOA. I'm like, I've already read my lease, okay? My lease says that the dog either needs to be leashed or I need to be in direct control of the dog. I'm not opening the dog and letting him out and wander and do whatever. Said I'm out here, dog stays in control. And in my mind, I'm sitting there thinking, you've got 2 fucking cats that you let wander around here, and your cats have been seen by my dog. And verbally, I have made sure that that dog does not go after the cats. So shut the hell up about what I am doing with my dog. She's like, well, I'm gonna have to talk to my church leaders, and they'll figure it out, and I'm sure they'll come and talk to you. But in my head, I'm like, what the hell is this even supposed to? I don't care.
She probably thinks they have an actual authority.
Is-
Directions.
Unfortunately, some people are just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's just like
That's not like.
She did tell me, and I thought about this, because she's like, I've lived here for 10 years, and now don't get me wrong, like, we didn't get into like the shittiest place, but you know that this housing is a stepping stone type of housing. And in my head, she's like, I've been here for 10 years, and it's just like, you haven't aspired to do anything else? You haven't aspired to do anything better with your life? So, that is my news article / story today is I got to deal with a Karen. This is, you know, wonderful because she's the person that lives underneath us. So she's like our direct neighbor. And we're 1 month into the lease. We got 11 more to go.
Hey, but she lives underneath you, you can annoy her way more than she can annoy you.
This is true.
That's the fun.
Yeah,
That's just
Yeah.
a one-off job.
Closest thing I can think is maybe she thinks you're also part of a church.
Yeah,
And
it's,
so she's like, but even with that, that would still be in that, like, church leaders, the church is not involved in government affairs in any way, shape, or form. The closest thing is you can't be member of the church if you're a member.
Yeah.
You
She
can.
was,
Well, I should say that you have to go through a very, very, very long process.
Oh,
They will, like,
that's out for me.
oh, so that's what you did.
she sat there and was like going on too. She's like, I think she said son. She's like, I had a son die in front of a house because he got hit by a car, you know, and I was right there and I saw it happen and I'm sitting there, I'm like,
how did this get brought up?
I even told her, I'm like, I'm not sure what that has to do with dogs, you know, and my wife's coworker had walked a German Shepherd by earlier. And she's like, that dog was aggressive. I know he's a German Shepherd. And we got talking about dogs. I'm like, you know, she's like, I see little dogs all around here. Don't need to worry about them. I'm like, actually, those are the ones that you need to worry about.
Yeah.
Bite your ankles.
Yeah, I'm like, they're actually bred to be, like Chihuahuas, they're bred to be fearless. She's like, I'm not worried about those. We got these 3 little girls that live here. I'm like, okay. Whatever.
Yeah, unfortunately, it sounds like you've got caught within that case. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What a but
That's
your
so
story did make me wonder, because you said something about like, anybody could put a sign anywhere. It made me think
Like us?
yeah, or like,
It's
what
legally binding.
random
They have to go
signs,
through us.
what random signs could you put in a public place and just see who would actually listen? Like,
You know-
go to a random like grocery store aisle and put like no shoes allowed. And just like as people are walking in, it's like, oh, sorry, no shoes allowed. And just see how many people would take off their shoes. Because I bet there'd be a pretty good chunk of people
Yeah.
that would take off their shoes.
Follow the instructions.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Speaking of, and it's kind of, and I just wrote it down, so the guy that built that big round metal thing we have up there for the cooking,
Mm.
it was actually a bridge. They build bridges. And they're just like, yeah, it'd be cool side project. So I'm gonna go to them, and I'm gonna call them today, similar to what we were just talking about, and see if he could build me a bench. Decent sized bench, heavy, and then clearly our logo, or our name, all 4 walls on the backside. And then just go to a bus stop, drill it into the cement. Who's gonna fight that? It's a
Yeah.
nice, comfortable bench, and it's in place, it's heavy. Like, who would say remove that?
Who would even notice?
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
would be welcome. It would be like, oh, a bench to sit on. Because a lot of these bus stations don't have benches.
That would be awesome.
Or just somewhere nice, at a park or something that's like, oh, a bench would be cooler.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but then we get free advertisement and we'll provide a bench.
I like that idea.
Because how much is a bench? I mean, obviously, it's not free, but $1,000, $1,500 for a metal bench? I mean, I'm just kind of making that up.
But I have no idea.
I mean, if I were you, I would double check just to make
Oh,
sure. 'cause I mean,
that's the worst part. You can't. Ask for forgiveness.
Yes, yes, ask for forgiveness.
Unless it's directly hurting somebody. I'm not gonna kill you and say, "Son of a-"
Get out of the way, get out of the way, I'm putting this bench here. Yeah, no, I think.
because too many, like, who's really in charge of bed stories? You know, I'm not gonna actually find that person. I would just run into a Karen that's like, okay, they have like no actual like say in it.
Yeah. Probably, but also, it's a bench. I don't know if I would,
Who would fight? It's comfortable.
yeah. All I can say is, take it down, I guess. We'll just start putting our signs out that say, per Utah Code
Statute.
9-1-1, all drywall repairs are legally required to go through all four walls. There we go.
That's interesting. Why not? Just start saying.
I love it. Legally, you have to go through this. Oh, that's so funny.
We'll see you in court.
Enforceable by failure to adhere to the laws will result in unsatisfactory repairs. We could wordplay the shit out of this. I'm glad I shared this story this morning.
That's so funny. All right, any questions
Want
about?
something, guys? Take it.
Yeah, yeah.
Any question about your job, Troy?
It's wagon.
I was there, so. No,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, it'd be pretty straightforward.
Will you get a better picture of that bedroom? If it's not inappropriate to do so.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I really should have, but it just felt weird.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if it doesn't feel correct.
What kind of room was it?
It's painted completely like black for the most part, and she has this super vibrant, like trippy, like color sun pictures. Huh? Like the sun? Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of funny ones in there, and she clearly stole a couple. Like private property trespassing. I think that'd be hilarious if she actually did.
When I was in college, a street light fell on the ground and I picked it up and took it back to the house I was staying.
Yeah.
And it was just like regular 110 volts. So I hooked it up and like, we had a beer, in the garage, we had a beer pump cable.
Yeah.
And I'd have it in there, and I had 3 switches on it, turn on whatever.
That's so awesome.
Heck, yeah.
Well, that's your first half of your day. Obviously, then you're swinging over to us. Jace, what would be good for us to bring here?
So,
Please don't forget the paperwork.
we need more drywall. I took as much as I could, but my man couldn't get it. So, I already have tarps down. I mentioned it in the notes, but there was a lot of trash already on the floors.
Is this home vacant?
It is, the guy's like staying in like maybe Airbnb or something. But he was over a couple times to pick up mail.
No worries. That's just curious if it is. All right. So, do you think we could get the rest of this area and stuff on fairly quick, and then?
I think so. Oh, we also need 5 days.
Yeah. And then maybe start taking it, maybe start rolling some other one of the upstairs stuff.
Will you today, not first thing, you don't need to, but just get a confirmation on day count left? You know,
Yeah.
obviously we're just there 1 man day, but just to start feeling it out there, are we feeling good on 9 left or whatever it is?
Yeah, how many is 11? Well, keep in mind that it's like, we've got 2 different like projects, if you would, there. So, like, having a day count of like what we've got on the stairs versus upstairs will still kind of be a thing. Yeah, but it's 11 days total.
And I know that's a big kind of ask, we're just gonna make sure we're not too south on this,
Yeah,
or, you know, if we're right on.
yeah, I'm hoping that we can get it. Yeah, all right, fair enough. need a bunch of sheets, we need the 1-inch screws.
Square feet, so I totally forgot that yesterday. My bad. And then, sticking 5/8, I just didn't go do that again. I feel like there's something else, oh, 2x4. There's a couple places where the framing just isn't there, so we're gonna have to rewrite our own framing. Which is always fun. Yeah.
Just like 1 2x4 or?
I think one full 2x4 would get us what we need. Yeah, if you go to the, other pictures. Not, it's like, I don't.
Oh, like a different set of pictures?
Yeah, the top one.
Oh, gotcha.
So that one is going to be weird. I'll be honest, I
Like a
don't.
floor or a wall.
It's.
Well, the screw, so the bottom is the round. See how the screws are sitting?
That's
Oh,
like a-
yeah, this, okay.
And those are lines.
Yeah, and I was just trying to get, like, yeah, thank you for that, because I was just trying to get some sort of orientation.
No, actually, I just reversed gravity. This is
Yeah, just load screws to like the wall. trick it, and
Just for the picture. I don't understand, what, like, I keep seeing this, why do people keep having stuff right in front of windows like that?
Because they're though.
Yeah, weird placement of the HVAC
You
stuff.
want the window to be accessible.
So,
Not my house.
yeah. So I talked with the guy, he said whether we just float it out to square it off, because it looks like that's what it did at
Oh, on
first.
that left side, is that drywall? Is that supposed to be drywall?
Yeah, that whole thing is supposed to be drywall, that's part of that
Oh,
page.
yeah, the electrical inside.
Yeah. But it also was gonna have to be corner meter. So this is gonna be.
We can send a different picture of it, I can maybe help with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I might have to see it in person, to be honest with you,
Yeah,
because
that's
that,
some jury-rigging.
yeah, because that picture's kind of trippy.
Yeah,
Then this is the pocket door.
yeah, and then go to the next one.
Oh, is that why we're the one that screws?
Yeah,
Don't put a screw through that door.
yeah, that was,
Now we're placing the door because we have a screw.
yeah, that's a place where we're gonna have to use some 2x4 because there's no.
How did they even get it there in the first place?
Also,
Stuff
I
like
have
that.
no.
I mean, we could, 2x4 is fine, but you could do a piece of backing down here that floats. I mean, 2x4 is also totally fine.
Yeah.
And you can put a screw there, and then if you have backing there, then you can screw and one screw.
Yeah.
But 2x4 is better.
The reason why I wanted to do 2x4 now, remember,
Yes,
is
you need
because it's actually, it's a little bit deceiving, but there's only about yay much of the 2x4 of the time,
Okay.
so. I mean, technically we could, and I could have, but I was like, it's not that stable.
Man, this is trippy. So does he just want us to end this one, like right here?
He said either way it'd be good.
So he doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Alright, fair enough. Completely enclose the window with the HVAC. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, we'll get that all figured out, squared away. We're gonna go over laser today. I think we have a couple, I think we have like a red one as well, but they all have the same functions. Lasers, obviously, we don't use them all the time. It's one of those niche tools, but sometimes you'll have to pick a customer that wants something super straight, like John Coleman, for example, wanted very, very straight on his fireplace, and the only way really to do it at something like that length easily would be like the laser. So there's a bunch of different situations. It's also very nice and helpful for if you're building like a drop around like an HVAC or something like that. That way you can get something level instead of just eyeballing it or using the level. This makes it super easy. There is a mount as well. I believe, I don't know about this one, but I think the red ones are magnetic. I don't know if this one's magnetic or not. But you can set it to wherever you need it. So like in the past, I've put like a screw, and honestly, just found like a random piece of metal. Like we had Sam's was with me actually one time. We used some flat iron, just a random piece of metal, and just kind of screwed it to a wall. Obviously, then you have to fix the screw hole that you put it in, but it's really not that big of a deal.
There are several settings on here, so there's the off, there's the on in the middle where it's locked. This kind of helps kind of lock that pendulum, and so when it blinks, it means things aren't level, but this, you can make it like a straight line, but you'd want it on that lock setting, and then when it's not moving, then it doesn't blink like that, so if you
Well,
need
no, the slow blink tells you, it's at the locked
Oh, yeah,
pendulum.
that's right.
The fast blink is open pendulum and it's not clear.
thing. Yeah, so like in theory, if you really needed to do something like that, angle like that too, you could. I'm trying to think of a scenario where that might be helpful.
So maybe you're cutting, an angled piece of drywall.
That actually is,
You know, instead of
Never
bringing out
even
your,
thought about that.
your chalk line,
yeah,
maybe there is
Yeah.
a 45 bead. You
yeah,
know, that's,
perfect, yeah.
that needs to be messed with.
I knew that there was an application, I just could not think of one off the top of my head on what that would be helpful. So yeah, there's different things like that. This is that where it's unlocked, that pendulum on the inside is unlocked. So like when it's like not level or the pendulum's moving around too much, it'll blink super fast like that. Again, once it's level, kind of it stops that blinking. There's a couple buttons on the back side of it. One that turns on and off the horizontal laser, and one that turns off that vertical. You can obviously have both. Very helpful tool in specific scenarios. Obviously, we don't use them all the time, but this is something that has come in clutch a handful of times for me. A very, very handy tool and good to know how to use.
So with it, will you tilt it so it's like the pendulum maxed out? So the laser is trying to be level with the plane. So with here, how it's blinking quickly, it's telling you that the pendulum is maxed out and it is unable to give you a correct reading. And it's not that healthy for the pendulum to be like, oh, I'll just leave it like this and rock it like that. So that's why you would use the middle setting so that it locks the pendulum tight and then it can do whatever.
Yes.
So this is telling you problem, red flag, like check me out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're sitting on your table and it's one way or the other too much, and you know now it's a false reading.
Yeah. Yeah, and they are very accurate too. These levels, they're super helpful, especially if you're doing like a long drop of some sort. You just find an opposite wall or a wall nearby, because you can, with the mount, I wish I knew where it was, but you can kind of angle it, so like even if you put it like on the wall next to this wall, you can still kind of angle that laser and it can be perfect. It doesn't necessarily have to be like directly behind it, far away. It can be actually fairly close and give you that nice level that you're looking for. Makes things super fast, super speed. And yeah, that is the laser. Any questions or anything else you need like that?
Not to the laser.
Alright.
So,
Alright, sounds like you.
we have more chalk because my chalk lights also started to.
Oh, yeah, I actually just used some the other day.
You remember this customer?
Yeah.
It's right on the shelf. But I just used
Mr. Merriam?
Yeah.
You left your stuff on the
Really? There, I did not think that was gonna be. I'll be honest with you. He was an interesting character, but when I walked in, like,
Wait, the one that was like weird to you?
yeah, it was weird. It took him a couple minutes to go down the stairs.
You even said like, I'm not expecting a tip from him.
Yeah,
You said that,
like,
yesterday.
like he was. It's not like he was mean or anything like that, but like I walked in and, dude, like the whole place was just filthy. Like it was really, really gross place, and I was like, ain't no way I'm getting a tip on this one. But let's see what happens.
He
That's
had
pretty
called
awesome.
yesterday, and he's got a landline, and realistically, the only communication that we had was via email. And he had called yesterday after it was completed, and he's like, last time that they painted for like $30, and I'm like, never reached back out to him. So I was like, how are you saying, oh, they painted for $30, and he said he was gonna send a check for the payment in the mail, and I was like, yeah, this ain't going anywhere. Electronic payment and a $75 tip this morning, I'm like, alright. Interesting. Huh.
Yeah, he was a nice enough guy, just freaking strange. I did not expect to take, that's awesome, 75 bucks.
So get with me at the end of the day and I'll have that out for you.
Yeah, will do. Pretty big tip.
Nice little patch, they're gonna catch you, Jason. I like instances like that because when we get ones that come in as the 37 or in an instance of a full day, $75 isn't uncommon. But, because they usually just click 10% or 15%, whatever
Yeah.
like the minimum button is.
Yeah.
But when they